yeah, I would love that. The one that I really was most inspired by actually is at the Smithsonian, so I think that would probably be easier to get permission for an image than maybe some
Nothing about you.
So the Indiana Association of United Ways decided that we should have a Bison Tennial public art project in celebration of our great state's 200th birthday. And so we brought a bison to Delaware County, and to introduce our bison to this park, I introduce our great mayor, Mayor Dennis Tyler.
Thank you, everybody, for being here today. You know, when you look at this piece of art out there, I don't think it could be positioned in any better place in our great city, facing the river the way it is, with the history of the bison and everything that it stands for in this area. I do have a proclamation here that I'd like to recognize today, being Bison Tennial Day. But what I would like to do in the honor of Denise King, that did this artwork and creating this, is Denise and her husband Brad have been so involved in this community for so many years in so many ways of volunteering and doing so many great things. I'd like to bring Brad up to read the proclamation honoring his wife. So Brad.
It is with great honor that I read this proclamation today. Whereas December 11, 2016 will mark the 200th anniversary of the day President James Madison signed the act admitting Indiana as the 19th state of the Union, and whereas the history of our state, our county, and our community and its citizens is significant to our shared experience, and we acknowledge and praise the progression and prominence of our state and the immeasurable potential inherent in its future, and whereas the Bison Tennial Public Art Project, facilitated by the Indiana Association of United Ways in partnership with the Indiana Bicentennial Commission, have created this new and unique way for all communities across the state to demonstrate their county pride and uniqueness. And whereas public art displays are an important and recognized part of our history and our evolving culture, it gives significance to our city while adding social, cultural, and economic value to our community and enhancing the quality of place. Public art provides a link between the past, present, and the near future while reflecting who we are as a community. And whereas we approach Indiana's 200th birthday, we honor this occasion by celebrating Indiana's rich and diverse history. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Dennis Tyler, Mayor of the City of Muncie, Indiana, do hereby recognize this occasion celebrating Delaware County's Bicentennial Public Art Project in the City of Muncie, Indiana, in witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Muncie, Indiana, to be affixed this 6th day of October 2016.
You think of when you think of public art, right? I mean, we're helping people meet their basic needs. We're fighting for the health and financial stability and education of every citizen in Delaware County. So we are good at one other thing, and that is convening people. And we convened a dynamite committee who had real expertise in public art. And I would like to recognize those folks. If you'd come out here so we can get you on camera here too when I call your name, please. Nancy Carlson, who could not be with us today because she is celebrating her birthday and the completion of the torch run. She was Delaware County's Bicentennial Activities Coordinator. Sherry Contos, Muncie Arts and Culture Council's Director. Kelly Schrock, the Community Foundation of Muncie and Delaware County President. Jim Flatford, Director of Impact for Delaware County's United Way, and myself. And most importantly, we needed a highly capable, very effective, super organized person to coordinate this project. And I am so pleased to introduce our Megan Arnold, Community Impact Assistant, who coordinates coordinated the Bison Tennial project. Let's give Megan a big hand and these great committee members for support. So, we also needed some funding because United Way spends money helping people eat, making sure people are educated, have access to health care. So we needed to have some special support, and we got that. Thankfully, Minnetrista's Indiana Bison Tennial Fund purchased the 5-foot by 8-foot, 100-pound fiberglass bison, the pedestal upon which it stands, and a miniature plaster bison that the artist could practice on. Thanks to a grant from the Community Foundation of Muncie and Delaware County, we had the funding to give the artist a stipend. And now we just needed the artist. Thanks to Sherry Contos' expertise, the committee was able to pull together a proposal that went out, and we had 7 submissions. 4 of the submissions came from the same artist. Her enthusiasm for this project was unparalleled, to say the least. And the committee called for reinforcements in the selection. And I would like to say a big thank you to Ann Johnson, Fred Meyer, and Rick Ziegler, who helped make the decision. The final selection was artist Denise King. She produced a prototype using the baby bison to show our committee our 2 top choices, which were of course submitted by her. And Denise's celebration of the native Lenape, our county's first people, was our clear choice. By incorporating images and patterns of the Lenape's beautiful beadwork and other design elements, Denise presented a vivid celebration of a people and their culture that has captured our community's interests and imagination. It is my pleasure to introduce to you now Denise King.
This is a great turnout. I want to thank everyone for coming here today and celebrating. And I just wanted to share what the project meant to me, other than just sharing something really interesting and kind of hidden about our community, and that was the Lenape and their beautiful beadwork and art. I made a New Year's resolution in January that I was going to start painting again. I hadn't painted for a really long time, and just found a million excuses like we all do when we're trying to get out of doing something that we're rusty at. But I promised myself, I entered a community show at Studio Exhale at Stephanie's place, and that emboldened me to try some more things. And I painted a little bit more, and then my husband just said, look at this cool project for the Bison Tennial. And of course I went crazy with my proposals. And one thing that really came out of it that was amazing is, as I was working on the project, I learned more about United Way and what they do and how passionate they are, and they had a job opening. So one day I walked in and I said, I'm not here about the bison, and I handed Jenny my resume, and the rest is kind of history. For the last couple months I've been working there as Director of Resource Development. But just to kind of give a background, when I was researching about the bison and symbology with bison, one of the things that's really sacred to Native Americans is the arrival or the birth of a white bison. And it means abundance, it means transformation, it means change. So for me, that was my white bison. It arrived in my life when I needed it, and it gave me opportunities, and it's given me an opportunity to give back to the community in a different way than I ever have before. So I just wanted to share that with you, and thank you again for sharing this important day with me. So thanks, enjoy.
Nancy Carlson created all kinds of opportunities for us and found opportunities for us to get the bison engaged with the community. And one of the highlights was the torch relay on September 27th. The bison was placed inside the field house where there were 1,000 fourth graders from around our county, and the torch was run around the bison in celebration of our state's birthday. It was really spectacular because we got an opportunity to offer a naming contest to all of those fourth graders who attended. And over 300 children submitted names. There were some fantastic ideas. Really fantastic. But 6 ideas really clambered to the top as being really exceptional. And I am so pleased today to introduce to you all Tristan Parks from Royerton Elementary and his teacher, Brian Parrott. Tristan, do you want to say your name for the bison? Neolin is his name for the bison. Neolin is a Lenape word, and it means the prophet, which means the enlightened one. We thought that was a very special name for this very special bison, and so I am pleased to give you this gift certificate to Books A Million because we want to make sure you're reading great books. And this beautiful certificate that has a picture of Neolin on it to commemorate that you named this public work of art, and we have a gift certificate for your teacher because we want to make sure he's got plenty of supplies for you to read in school. So let's give everybody a big I would be remiss if I didn't give a big long list of special thanks, and I'm going to look at my list frequently here because I don't want to miss anyone. Aaron Kidder for the City of Muncie coordinated the acceptance and placement of this public work of art that is the property of the City of Muncie. City of Muncie's Parks and Rec Harvey Wright handled lots of logistics and moved that bison with tender, loving care to every function and event. The Muncie Street Department, with special thanks to Duke Campbell for the logistics and for Matt Walker, who really coordinated the installation of the bison. All were invaluable in moving and arranging and protecting and reconfiguring and reworking some things to make sure our bison has the best, safest, longest lasting home possible. Special thanks to Joanne McKinney and Jody Clevenger of the Horizon Convention Center, and it was displayed there for a period of time under the very watchful eye of Jane Spence, who guarded it and created beautiful signage. Where are you, Jane? There you are, give a little wave. She guarded it from the front desk, made beautiful signs, and did all kinds of research, so we're very grateful for her support. Brian Huffman of Stoops Collision did the weather coating to protect the bison from the elements. Linda Koger of Muncie Liquors offered a studio space for our artists to work, and it was a great visible space. The community loved walking by and peeking in and seeing how the bison was coming along. Special thanks goes to Neil Gifford and IU Health Ball Memorial Hospital that donated printing, and to Karen Fisher at Art Mart, who offered studio open house refreshments for a first Thursday when folks could go in and see the artist at work. And her assistant, Forrest, he was also painting a little bit that day, so that was lovely to see as well. And I would also like to acknowledge Christy Horvath, who is at the Old West End Neighborhood Association. She also helped provide refreshments at the studio open house. And a big thanks to Heather Williams and the Riverside Normal Neighborhood Association, who look after this gem of a park that's in the heart of their neighborhood, and who brought the refreshments, including a yummy bison cake that we hope you will all partake in. I would also like to give a very special thanks to all of you for all you've done to support this project and to encourage Denise. Thank you so very much.